Hey guys, Cameron Blagan here with USA Toys, and I'm coming to you with a really quick tutorial on simple propeller exchange. So we're going to be using the Blue Jay and also the UFO 3000 to show two different ways you can change and exchange propellers. Most of the time it's just a set screw. With the UFO, you just pop the propellers off or pop them on. Super simple, so let's get this thing out. Again, if you've watched any of my other tutorials, if you want to buy a drone like this, any of the ones you see in these videos, click the link in the description, or feel free to contact our customer support email also in the description. If you have any questions, really some great products we got going here, guys, for you. And we have excellent service to help you out with any of your needs, such as videos like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So as you can see, you have 4 propellers, and now this varies model to model, but for the most part this is pretty similar, and I'll cover the other type with the UFO 3000. Some have caps, some don't. The Blue Jay does happen to have caps, so you just gotta pop that off right there. You can see I popped the cap off, and it's just this little nub, and it just pops right back on there when you want it. You can use a flathead screwdriver or the included propeller wrench if you have one of those in your kit, or just your fingernail works just as well. So you can see the screw in there. So what I'm going to do is just take that screw out using the provided screwdriver, and then this slips off, and the screw doesn't have to come all the way out, and that's a really key thing, because otherwise you'll be screwing a long time. You can see it just stays right in there, and it does come out if you tip it upside down like I just did, but it does not have to come all the way out, so don't keep screwing to get your propeller off. So you see then you have the little spindle there, and there's just a little hole where the screw was in, and then you're going to put your new propeller on. Now what's key is rotation, which you see there's a little mark on there, and letter B, you can see right there as well. So rotate, a lot of drones will have the letter, so we'll talk about that first. So obviously if there's a B, you're going to want to put a B on there. Now the color doesn't matter, so if you wanted to, you could take the B from over here, you can see the B on it there, and you could put it here and you could mismatch your colors, but that makes it harder to see which side's the front, so I don't recommend that. But people get confused about front and back propellers, but there's really just a clockwise and counterclockwise propeller. And that leads me into the rotation. So you can see it's saying counterclockwise, which means the spindle will spin counterclockwise. Now this propeller also has a little counterclockwise indicator on it, which is really helpful. But a lot of drones, especially if you're making your own racing drone, and check out our racing drone if you haven't done that already, really cool thing, but for drones like that, they often don't have marks on them at all. So if it does tell you which direction the motor turns, which most, again, with the FPV it does also, then what you can do is figure out if the propeller spins this way, if it will push air or not. So as you can see, if you push it this way, turn it sideways, if you can push it this way, the underside of this propeller is pushing the air. If I were to go this way, this edge of the propeller is slicing the air, so you know that's the wrong direction. And that's really all there is to it, guys. It's not super complicated, not super hard to remember. You just got to match the letters and the direction, and you can see back here the propeller does the same thing. It pushes, and let's use a different propeller for example. So this one's a clockwise, and you can see going clockwise, this propeller is going to push the air like that with the edge like that, and you can see when I turn it completely sideways, this edge is higher than this bottom edge, which leads to push. The other way would cut through the air and not push any air. And so if your drone is starting and it's flipping over like that really fast or something like that, it could be because of your propellers. So check that. That's a good thing to check first off if your drone is flipping over on takeoff. Let's look real quick now at the UFO 3000. UFO 3000 is one of my favorites. As you can see, you got some pretty cool lights here. A little bit hard to see with the light, but the propellers are a little bit different, and people are a little concerned when they go to replace these because they can't tell where's the screw. Well, these don't have a screw, so all you got to do is using either a wrench or your fingers very carefully, because propellers can be sharp. That's another thing. Make sure you always replace propellers when your drone is turned off. The controller's turned off, both are turned off, and when the motors aren't hot, haven't just been used, and be careful again because they could be sharp. So you can see I just pulled it off right like that with my fingers. And again, there's wrenches that come with these kits that can help you with that, but if you are able and you aren't hurting yourself with your fingers, you can pop it off with your fingers. These 3 ones are a little bit easier to grab. So now you can see there's just a little spindle which holds this in place. So to replace the propeller, again, match the letters and the rotation, and if you need help, leave 3 of the propellers on, replace them one at a time, and you can just match the diagonal propeller, or do the opposite of the right next to the propeller. But these do have letters, again, B2, and the 2 doesn't matter, it just means color, so it means it's the back here, but it does also help you to figure out which direction you're going. And to replace it, you just set it on the spindle, make sure it's even so you're not going to break it, and you just push down firmly, and then you're good. You do want to make sure you don't push down too firmly, because if it goes down too far, these things can get bound up and stuck on the motor, and then it won't turn as fast, or the motor will get kind of stuck. So you don't want to push it down completely all the way. You want to leave it a little bit up from completely down, or else it could bind up the motor. Because pretty much if you push it down all the way, that bottom edge is on the motor, and so there's more friction. If you leave it a little bit off, it's just on the spindle. So the spindle's spinning it with almost no friction. So this has been a tutorial on how to replace your propellers, know which one goes where, and how to be safe while doing it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, or contact us at support@usatoyz.com for more information. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video.